To support this podcast, go to positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amount is appreciated. Once again, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Thank you and enjoy the program. Jay here, positivesarcasm.com, recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio inside New Hampshire's beautiful seacoast, or alongside it, depending on how much booze you've had to drink tonight. Like, subscribe, share, donate, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amounts appreciated. Sorry I've been away, my weeks have been off. I haven't been feeling well. But back at it. Hey, whatever. Like, subscribe, share, donate, positivesarcasm.com/donate. We do it. We push through. We get some time on the air. We move forward to the next episode. Apparently, somebody asked me to submit the last YouTube video I did on my primary channel, Positive Sarcasm, to some festival, like some little, I don't know, some online film festival or whatever. I'm like, okay, fine. So I did that, and they just replied back that I'm a finalist. Great, awesome. Appreciate it. I do appreciate these little events that cater to, small-time creators and stuff like that. I mean, my intention was never to make a video to submit to somebody's film festival. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm privileged that you noticed it and that I guess you liked it. I just wanted to make something that was a way of saying that I truly appreciated certain people in my life. That was it. That was really the goal of it, was just a different way of saying, that I care. Something special. I wanted to make something special, that's all. It was never meant to win any awards or go viral. Those things are cool, but not my intent. Ultimately, my intent in life is to be creative and have a little fun and have my own little piece of peace. And that's it. That's all my plans were. But ultimately, it was requested that I submit it, and it is a finalist. And they asked me to say a few words, but I think, honestly, I've said enough on that topic. I did one little 30-minute episode talking about behind the scenes, but ultimately I think that's more than enough, and I'm good. I'm happy I did it. I'm glad it's working out, and I look forward to it. And it's been a jaw-dropping year. So, to put it in perspective, when I restarted this podcast in mid-January of this year, I was undergoing counseling. I had problems sleeping. I was down on my weight, and I started a new gym, and I was really just looking for, ultimately, what can I be doing at this moment to better myself as a person? What were my goals this year? And I needed to change a lot of things up. I've always had some type of anger issues, where it just basically I try to take on a lot in my life, and when issues come up that maybe were preventable, or I'm held up by other people's stupidity or something, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, or even my stupidity. If I don't have enough space to work around, I get very frustrated. So it was another thing in my life to kind of sort out. And I didn't in my life, I've always felt like I'm never been taken seriously. I've always felt like I've just been kind of like a stepping stone for other people. So I need to change that. Actually, I'm going to hold on to this tea. It's pretty good. So I need to change that. I need to change all of it. While staying true to myself, or my core self. But as Jordan Peterson says, burning off your imperfections like dead wood. So I did that. So in January, I started running 3 miles every Monday. I joined a kickboxing gym. I went to somebody who I considered a counselor, and I did that for several months. And I started it earlier than that. I started it in like December, doing that the last one I just said. So I did that. I was on edibles, to help me sleep. They started kicking in, so I started working on that. And then later on, a relationship took effect. It really did. Really started working out. I decided to focus on my finances. I decided that I no longer wanted to live in the town. I made the strong decision that I was no longer going to live in the town that I currently am in. This is the last, essentially the last year, the last semester, I would call it, of the spare parts studio being located in this town, because I look forward to moving back towards way closer to New Hampshire's beautiful seacoast. I'm pretty close right now. I'm 12 minutes from Portsmouth. But ultimately, there's a certain place where I want to be, and God damn it, I want to be there. But I focused on my finances, and now that I look back on it 9 months later, I'm engaged to be married. I own 2 cars again. I have removed all toxic relationships, whether they were business or personal, from my life. I completed counseling several months ago. I no longer have to take edibles to get to sleep, but however, I do enjoy me a good, I think it's indica? I can never remember. I went from 10 milligrams to 15 milligrams, down to 5 milligrams, down to 2, like barely a nibble to help me get to sleep. I own 2 cars. I make about 40% more money. My weight has gone back up. My confidence has built back up. And as of last week, I have officially 0 debt. And when I say 0 debt, I mean no medical debt, no student loan debt, no credit card debt, 0, like actual triple zeros. As a matter of fact, American Express owes me $70. They owe me. My credit at American Express my balance is negative 70. So the credit card companies owe me money. I'm quickly putting away money to do all the administrative things that I need to do with ease. And I'm still enjoying my night. I've made friends with some higher profile people just by being like a good person and listening to them talk and really being involved and trying hard. I'm still waking up at 5 o'clock every day. Chase's weight has dropped to a respectable level where he is sprinting and hopping and he's bouncy and he's healthy and he's a lot. He's easier to approach now, and he's just super, super happy. He's an absolute sweetie. And everything is falling into place because of my efforts. There's definitely more to do, but I've learned that now I can kind of take my foot off the accelerator to a certain extent. Just to a certain extent. Like, I don't want to, let up now, because the next part's going to be really challenging. However, I think if I'm patient and I have 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, maybe 5, 6 months to pull it off, I think it's highly possible that if I'm patient, the steps will be there for me to move up to the places where I ultimately want to be. And with the exception of a little nose cold, I'm 41 years old. I'm very healthy, and I completed my training at the kickboxing gym, and I'm going to be starting at the end of this month at another gym at a place that allows for for lifting, and it has boxing and stuff like that too. So I'm a very free man. I'm a very free man. Despite things that were said in presidential debates, things that are said by Dan Bilzerian blaming everything on the Jews, despite everything that you hear on social media, all the craziness, it's just, I hear it all. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I see it and hear it all. I drive every day. I see wherever I go, I see my past, my present, but ultimately my future. And it's very hard to shake me from my path that I'm currently setting myself on. And it has been an incredible year of self-rediscovery and reuniting with some old friends. I have made some mistakes. I mean, I have not set some calendar dates, unfortunately, and as a result of that, I missed a friend of mine's daughter's birthday, and I feel a little bad about that. But ultimately, I can only beat myself up so much before those bruises don't heal. So I just wanted to let you know, like, when it comes to this podcast, there is an essence of what it used to be, but there is some truth. There's truth about what it is now, and this is about individual development, whether it be financial, aesthetic, physical, emotional. It's all there. There's a lot you can do when you literally just focus on yourself and just actually really truly focus on yourself and give like 100,000% effort. And stop being, there's ways to do that. Stop buying your coffee when you go out every single day. Make it at home. Stop going out to eat so damn often. Stop buying unnecessary amounts of clothes and shoes. And also consider getting them from cheaper sources, such as consignment shops and Goodwill and Salvation Army and maybe Home Goods and TJ Maxx and Marshalls and places that you don't have to buy the super designer brands. It's not, I hate to break it to you, but that stuff's not relevant anymore. It's not. It doesn't matter whether you're walking around in Prada or not. 99% of the population doesn't see that. And half the time, the 1% of the population that does see it isn't paying attention. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I mean, I understand. I agree to a certain extent when Andrew Tate says, if you don't want to spend money on things, it's going to, do you want to invest the time or the money? So you spend more money to get more time because I don't want to do my laundry. I don't want to make dinner. I don't want to make coffee. So you spend money so you don't have to spend that time to do that stuff. He's right. And on the same token, if you don't have the money, you have to spend time to save that money. You'll have to do your own laundry. You'll have to make your own coffee. You'll have to make your own food. Okay. I understand that. There is a time where money will allow you to buy more time. But if you're truly at squares, well, first of all, this podcast is not necessarily for people who are at square zero. And it also isn't necessarily for people who are at square one, because a lot of people choose to stay at square one. But those who are choosing to move up in their lives, doesn't matter if you live in paycheck to paycheck, okay? I don't buy that philosophy. I don't. There are so many ways to save money. I cannot tell you. It's ridiculous. If you sign up for Webull, it's a little stock trading app, but it's beyond just stock trading. There's a high interest savings account that pays you 5%. You can buy and sell just about any stock you want and invest in the long term. Every index is available. Options are available. Monthly and quarterly dividend paying stocks are available. Dividend reinvestment program is available. Auto investing is available. A Roth IRA retirement account, you can build it with the power of your phone. And your phone doesn't have to be an iPhone 27. It can be just a simple, stupid phone online that or you bought it through Visible, or it's a cheap one you got through Verizon or something. It can be something inexpensive. You don't have to spend $1,000 on a phone. This one I got through Visible. My phone plan went from $57 a month down to $20 through Visible, and this phone was like $100. It's a Moto G 2024. It's a great phone. It's a great phone. It's super stylish, first off. Super, super stylish. Long battery life. Does it have some setbacks? I'm sure it does. But not enough for me to care, because I don't put anything on it. I don't even check my email on that damn thing. I can understand if you want something that's a little more do-it-all. But there's plenty of phones out there that... I mean, that phone, I'm sure I can check my email on it. But I just choose not to. I just choose not to, because I want to disconnect a little bit more. I don't want to be using my credit card for everything, so I use debit card or cash. I don't want to have to owe anybody anything. The power of investment, even if it's a few bucks a week, and I say a few dollars, I mean like $5. And I always say, do you want to spend all of your money on groceries or on your deductible? Honestly, living a better life, you'd be spending more money on your groceries than you are on your health insurance. And also, on top of that, the car market is prime for having a nice little fleet of cars. Whether it's four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. You can buy a Mustang for between $6,000 and $10,000. You can buy an SUV for around $8,000 to $12,000. I got mine for $6,000. It's got 59,000 miles. 59,000 miles. It's an all-wheel drive, super reliable with a third-row seat. Leather, sunroof, love it. I'm getting aftermarket rims for it. It's going to be a nice little car. Cost me next to nothing. Life can be so cheap if you're just willing to invest a little R&D into your own financial well-being and future. And you can look good and feel good. Vitamins are right. Vitamins are still inexpensive if you have places around you. Like, I went and spent a lot less money today. I drove to Seabrook and picked up some vitamins from the vitamin shop. A lot of the stuff, it was like half price. Like, these just little things that I'm willing to do to invest in my future, in my health, in my finances, in my looks. I have nice shoes. I have nice clothes. And I have an absolutely breathtaking, or as Zach's fiance called my fiance, mesmerizing. So I am prepped for an amazing next year. I mean, the world literally does have to fall apart in order for me to be actually affected by it. So I mean, this is the first time in years that I've actually started going. I went to some concerts and I saw some good ones. I've had a good time, a really good time. And it's just because I decided I was going to change a few things and follow that philosophy in the book behind me that I've read, and, put in some real effort into myself. And I got to tell you, man, person I am today, wow, eons above anything that I've ever claimed to be. Let's do a few minutes of Q&A and let's get the hell out of here, because I definitely do want to get some sleep tonight. I have another amazing weekend ahead of me. So I also I visited a lot more of Maine's seacoast this week. Last weekend, absolutely just incredible, beautiful. Absolutely, last 2 weekends I've visited some crazy places in Maine. What a beautiful state! There really is a lot of beautiful places in the state of Maine. Their taxes, payroll taxes are expensive there, but if it's a place where if you truly want to disappear, Maine's a place to do it. Maine is definitely the place to do it. If you want to get something a little expensive, go live out in the countryside, maybe work remotely, or just retire, or just live off of dividends, or whatever. Maine's a great place. Nothing wrong with it. There's some salt of the earth people there. You can find me on Instagram at @positive_sarcasm. You can email me directly, positivesarcasm@outlook.com. You can hit me up on my website, positivesarcasm.com. You can contact me there. Use the affiliate links in the description down below. Weeble, Moo, eToro, stuff like that. I did want to get to a couple of Q&As before we close up shop. And I'm going to take myself a nice hot shower. I am let me pop up at the right one. Bam. I'm a divorced man raising 2 sons alone and getting back into the dating world at 43 years old. I'm a few months into dating this absolutely amazing woman, and I've enjoyed it very much. She seems to be the total package in many, many ways. She is kind, thoughtful, empathetic, soft, genuine, intuitive, honest, and many more beautiful characteristics. I'm truly falling for her, and we could have a long, beautiful future, but I just recently found out she's a flat earther. I was absolutely shocked. At first, I thought she was kidding. At some discussion, she deeply believes flat earth conspiracy, suggesting that I'm just following what I've been told. It does not seem very receptive to learning more about it. I cannot eloquently explain how disappointed I am or why. It defies all logic, observable facts, and it is absolutely absurd. I feel like I've lost so much respect for her and can't seem to reconcile that feeling with how I care about everything else she is. And to make matters worse, she's teaching her kids to believe the same thing. I'm a very mathematical and science-oriented man, and I couldn't even sit down and show her some basic math. And I could even sit down with her and show her some basic math, but I doubt this would go well. How should I handle this? She seems annoyed when I bring it up. Yeah. And I probably didn't handle it very well at first. I seriously care for her, but also I'm struggling with respecting anyone who believes such nonsense and conspiracy they learned about on YouTube. Please help. So, look, the idea of having the flat earth thing, it's new. It's definitely a new thing, and it is definitely one of those more hardcore conspiracies that, in my opinion, has not produced any actual validity to it. Some people would disagree. That's fine. I personally think we're on more of a marble. I haven't seen anything that proves otherwise. But I'll say this. It is tough to get past the fact that maybe you're dating somebody or you're in love with somebody who believes that the world is actually just a flat plane, or if that space isn't real. It's very far in that spectrum of things that doesn't have as much credibility to it as maybe the moon landing or the JFK assassination or the Wuhan lab. Like, those things have real questionable facts and actual intrigue and reality in them. Like, there's a lot of questions surrounding the JFK assassination. A lot. I mean, the fact that we haven't released files is bewildering. That's one thing. The moon landing. Absolutely. There's a lot of validity to those concerns because some footage is actually fake. Just like when they did nuclear weapons testing, some of the actual footage is fake. Now, are nuclear weapons real? Yes. Did we incinerate Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Yes. But some of the footage from the testing is actually fake. Some of it. Some of the footage from the Apollo missions is actually fake. But that doesn't necessarily mean we didn't go. Whether the first time or the second time or the third time, I'm just saying that there are questions for sure. Do I believe we went? I do ultimately. Do I believe JFK? It was more than. Do I believe there's multiple co-conspirators in his involved in his death? Yes, I do. Absolutely, I do. Do I believe in flat Earth? No, I don't believe in that. I can't. Do I believe that the COVID-19 virus was developed in a lab in Wuhan, China? Yeah, because there's evidence that it was. A lot of direct evidence. And not only was it built in that lab, the United States funded it. So it's all there. We did that. But I digress. This clearly hits a nerve with you. It's a tough one. But ultimately, if you truly value each other's quirks or beliefs, allow the children to grow up in their own way. If it's her children, it's her decision. Maybe if presented with all the information, maybe they'll come up with their own judgment. You'd be surprised when you try to teach children a lot of things, what they end up believing in the end. Let's do one more and we'll get out of here. Stick it out, man. I think try to stick it out. Try to find a way to get around it. Because maybe what you believe, there might be some holes in that as well. Let's do one more. My partner and I rent a house together near his teenagers. To be near his teenagers. I own my own home that I'm currently renting out. We agreed to split our household expenses 50-50. His kids and their mother are very hostile towards me and were to his previous fiance. So I basically step back when they are here. I say hi, bye, go about my day. Good. Smart. I'd rather be a maid than deal with the headaches of hassling them not to leave messes wherever they go. Okay, take the high road. The problem is my partner was laid off before the holidays and convinced me to keep up appearances for the sake of his kids. So all the expensive presents and ski trips were from me. Now, months later, my partner expects this to just continue. He's behind on his share of the bills while leading his kids to believe they can still do their expensive hobbies, sleepaway camp, blah, blah, blah. My partner is no closer to finding another job and isn't interested in cutting down costs. We keep fighting about it. He accused me of bean counting, not wanting to be Okay. I'm getting tired of saying no, expecting putting up all the cash. My renter's lease is up soon. I'm really considering leaving all this. I feel horrible, but I could use some clarity here. Dude, you gotta split. You gotta split. Don't keep up appearances for anybody else but yourself. If you want to keep up appearances and try to like quote fake it till you make it, yeah, that's fine. That's one thing. But ultimately, this person's expecting this to continue. No way. They have responsibilities to themselves as individuals, and obviously, them keeping up the end of their bargain is one of them. And you don't have to do anything more than you have to. You've done enough for the time being to keep up appearances. It's getting expensive. They're getting greedy, and if the lease is going to be up soon, you have every right to just bounce. And I wouldn't blame you for it, and so wouldn't a lot of people. You don't have to put up with that shit. You don't. Yeah, it's you paying for all this stuff, and they're not doing anything. They're no closer to finding a job, and now I know the job market is not looking as hot as once expected, but I'll be honest with you. Cutting down costs would be a smart idea right now. It would be a very smart idea, and anybody who thinks otherwise is stupid. So quite frankly, your partner is acting very stupid, and you can draw the line. And if they clearly don't listen, yeah, cash in your chips and take off. Because you're not doing yourself any favors by staying in that toxic environment where not only, the kids don't, supposedly like you, the family doesn't like you, and ultimately and you're being taken advantage of by your partner. Screw that. Bounce. Get out of there. Go start a new life. Figure out what you did wrong. Try to improve on it. And move forward. Or move up. That's what I like doing. Don't move forward. Moving forward is moving forward. Move up. Be better. Find better. You can find me on Instagram at @positive_sarcasm. You can look up all things YouTube, Positive Sarcasm. Like, subscribe, share, donate. PositiveSarcasm.com/donate. Any amounts appreciated. Been an excellent, fantastic year. You guys know where to find me on all social medias. Well, basically just Facebook and Instagram. As far as YouTube and Rumble is where you find the video version of this podcast. Audio version, anywhere podcasts are available. It's easy to find. I'm easy to find. I'm not shadow banned. I know some people are. And that's another conspiracy that's actually true. People are actually shadow banned. So, you heard what friggin' Mark Zuckerberg put out. He put out an official statement. Yeah, they censored stuff. And he knows they shouldn't have. So, there you go. Look it up. In the meantime, thank you for listening, watching, subscribing. And I'll catch up all with you all next week. Recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio inside New Hampshire's beautiful seacoast. For entertainment purposes only. This has been a Positive Sarcasm presentation.